Hey guys, it's Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, bringing you a new game of Domination on Drive-In. So Drive-In is part of the new Annihilation map pack. I know that everyone has an interest in the new map pack game, so this is actually my second time playing this map. The first time I got thrown in and we were already down by 100 points in Domination, and there was a chopper gunner in the air, and there wasn't anything to show you except me getting crushed by air support as I tried to fix it. So this is my second game in here, so I've seen it before. I probably played about, and I think this is actually just played 1.5 games total at this point. So let's talk about Drive-In. So during the, I guess as they talked about what was coming up in the map pack, they said that this was the next new town, or I don't know if they ever called it Shipment or not, but they implied that it was small, and it's not small at all. It's actually a pretty good sized map. But on the other hand, in my opinion, it kind of plays small. Here, I think I just try to get out of this fight. It kind of plays small. There is a ton of cover in this map. You are never more than a couple feet away, if you navigate it right, from good cover, and that's that. So this is I think I'm running Warlord so that I can have a suppressed rapid fire gun, and when I have that, I know that I'm almost always going to win these close quarters battles. The only thing that really beats it is a shoddy or a tomahawk. So yeah, there's a ton of cover in this map, and there are a couple high vantage points like you see here. I find the high vantage point on the other side of the map, I checked it out, to be somewhat of a death trap. The cover is absolutely dreadful. But here we have BC, and they have the A spawn, so I'm expecting them to come running up the middle into my line of fire, which is why I don't leave all that quickly. You know, I'm nicely protected, and here we go, right? Stuff like this is easy kills. So, yeah, the basic strategy in all of Call of Duty, right? It move from cover to cover, advance forward, and own 2/3 of the map holds true in this, and it's quite obvious. Some maps are built in like a linear fashion, so that A, B, and C are set up in kind of a triangle, like Afghan from Modern Warfare 2 was like that. And then other maps, most maps actually, A, B, and C are more in a straight line. They're linear maps. And this is one of those linear maps where it'd be almost impossible to hold AC. One, because of the size of the map, and two, because of the way the spawns work. You know, you'd be running across the middle holding AC as long as you could. So here, you know, obviously you want to hold BC or AB, you know, to win this thing. My initial impression of the map packs is mostly positive. I'm happy that some of the maps are better looking. Like this, I would grade, you know, and even though it's still a little bit dingy looking. I don't know what their attraction is to dingy looking everything. Even though it's still a bit dingy looking, it's fairly well done. You know, I like the detail on this map. It looks like a 2011 game to me. Hazard looks great. I really like the look of Hazard, but I really hate the way that Hazard plays, based on what I've seen so far. Now, maybe I'll get better at navigating Hazard. Oh, that was a terrible death, wasn't it? Maybe I'll get better at navigating Hazard as time goes on, and my opinion could change. But it has so many long lines of sight that I was playing solo, and I just felt like I couldn't by myself push the team back into their spawn and capture Bravo. And a map like this, I feel like I have a better chance of moving around and being effective, as opposed to Hazard, where things are so wide open that I'm almost always getting gunned down in these long distance situations and etc. And it doesn't help that I held I think I was using this gun right here, and even though I was able to pretty much SMG snipe a guy there, I don't always win those fights. I don't usually win those fights, actually. So if you're to play Hazard, a sniper might be a good weapon, or one of the more accurate assault rifles that probably work, like a G11. If I were to play again, I might try that, because it's such a big map is one thing. This is a big map too, but there's so much cover on this map that it lets you play it like a small map. Whereas Hazard is, you have to play the thing like a big map, because because of the lines of sight and the way that works out. One of the things I wanted to do when the new map pack came out was to show these tricky capture spots, and so what I did is I opened it in a private match, and I went to every single map and looked at the capture radius around A, B, and C. Modern Warfare 2 used to have these great capture spots, like on Afghan, for example. On the other side of the barrier, you could cap it in the woods, and people wouldn't even know you were there. Treyarch doesn't tend to do that. They tend to put their cap spots way out in the open, so it's really dangerous to capture them, and there are no secrets to be had there. I remember under the stairs you could capture that flag. I forget if it was I think it was C in Underpass. You could capture it from under the stairs there, and that was a really neat hint that I could give out. In this map, everything's way out in the open. The only semi exception is on the one with the rockets. Silo. For Silo, one of the back maps, I think it's Charlie, you can stand on the stairs while you cap it. And I could show you an example of it, but it really wasn't video worthy, and it didn't give much of a tactical advantage other than the fact that maybe when you're standing on the steps, you're a little less vulnerable to grenades, right? Because you're elevated like that. So the video's coming toward the end here. I want to wrap up some of the things I've learned about playing this map. One, there's tons and tons of cover. I keep saying that, but I can't stress it enough. If you navigate this thing well, you'll almost always have something between you and the enemy, and that's a really good thing. The middle of this map, like many maps in Call of Duty, are a total death trap. If there's any place where it is wide open, it's in the middle. There is no secret to capping the flags other than, killing everyone and pushing them back into their own spawn. The map is really large, so don't expect to lock it all down by yourself. Ask your teammates for help, and that'll go a long way. You cannot even run from C to B in many cases before you've lost the thing if they're team capping it. So it's a long way. Along those lines, see, there's a death trap up there. I didn't want to go. Along those lines, with any big maps, I find frag grenades to be a little more useful than Semtex grenades because you can jump and throw them really far, even though sometimes I miss my jump throws. I'm kind of excited about how this map that we're looking at here is going to play for the other game types. Sabo not so much because Sabo always plays the same way. But with Capture the Flag, there's a lot of interesting routes that you might be able to run. So that's really cool. With by the way, I'm hustling over here trying to get my last couple kills for a chopper gunner. I'm almost embarrassed with how rich these guys are. They're both looking in the sky. So I just got one and immediately called it in before the game ended because it's kind of lopsided, these teams. With Cap the Flag, I think this will play really well. Search and Destroy, the games that involve stealth, I think it'll play really well. It'll be, I think it's a good map for almost any gun. You can snipe on it if you get these shots across the middle. You can use an assault rifle, and what a bummer that this chopper didn't last long at all. You can, and then like I'm doing right here, you can use an assault rifle, which is good for almost any map. And then a game like this, you can use an SMG, and you might even be able to use a shotgun on this map because even though it's ginormous, I haven't found that I'm getting killed across the map too badly. So it's not a bad thing. So this is it. This is my first full game on this map. I have about a 6 KD, a 6 something KD. Might have been a little better if my chopper gunner lasted longer. But I hope you enjoyed the game. I hope that it helps give you some sort of edge for when you play. Stick to the edge of the map, use that cover, move from cover to cover, and you'll have a good time. And finally, 2 other videos that you may not have seen. The top one explains what is in the latest patch that Treyarch has released for the Xbox, and that always filters through to the PS3 and the PC shortly afterwards. And the bottom one is this animated Epic Mealtime video. It just came out really funny. It's an excerpt from Painkiller already. It's about 2 minutes long, and it's animated. It's a pretty good time, but it's not G-rated, so beware if you're clicking into that. Then they talk about naughty stuff. So anyway, a patch up top, PKA excerpt at the bottom. Enjoy your videos.